in the penny, cause I'm ready. I'm not being too dramatic. That's the way I gotta have it. I bet you want my good. Okay, things got weird, and I'm sorry, y'all. Normally I start with the intro screen. But I'm trying to confirm that all of the things that I did to fixie this are fixied. So let me go over here and stir. Bo is on. Listen, Bo had no accidents today. He seems to be settling like a good son. All right. Hi, Heather. Hi. Listen, I'm just making sure one that everything works properly because, man, when I tell you I was ticked, but it just turned out to be my sound card. So let me just triple check. It was just my sound card. Yay, I fixed it. Look, I think I can show you the monster. Hold on. You can all, there he is. There he is. He's chewing his bone. I'm eventually gonna have like a bow cam. This camera that I have now will be for Bo. He's so freaking cute. Look at him. Just in the floor. Look at him like a little adorable beast. Having such a good time. Okay, I'm done. I'm like, okay, I apologize. Wait, let me angle it like more that way. More this way. Perfection-ish. We shall see. I do have a home, y'all. Listen, so patrons, channel members, when I get a little bit of ass underneath me, I will be having like a little. Did you see me just freeze? I will be having a little vlog put up for y'all, a little moving vlog. It'll be like a progression so that you can see the progression of like one, this room getting more love and looking fabulous and fantastic. I will tell y'all that just publicly, like the wildest thing is that I don't stress over Bo anymore because my mom's home with him. She works from home. She's about to retire, but like currently, like, she's home with him almost all day, so he just, like, has someone with him, and he doesn't have mad stress like he normally does, so I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling my baby bear living his best baby bear life. Oh my god, I just realized my mic is missing the little, like, fuzzy part. I don't it's fine. It's somewhere in a box. It's okay. So, who else has been watching The Fall of the narcissistic behavior? Because I'm not going to diagnose them as narcissists because I am not a psychologist or a therapist. I just watch them on TV. And but the fall of these two narcissists, Uche, their narcissist behavior, excuse me, Uche and Izzy on Love is Blind season 5. This was so satisfying, so gratifying. It did something for my spirit. It did something for my spirit. As someone who has hi, Anissa, welcome in. Hi, Donna. Hi, Janet. Listen, hi, Monique. Yeah. Listen, life over 55. Beauty is, listen, first of all, black only cracks with crack. And, but I'm going to say that I think that, I'm very happy that there's so many of us who are over the age of, 20 who still enjoy beauty and do all of the things. I still enjoy beauty. I just don't make the content. That's all. But y'all, this was like the most satisfying fall I've ever seen. Because one, let me find this video right quick because I feel like I just need to show it to you. I'm not gonna poach it, but I'm not gonna poach it because I'm not a jerk. I'm just like a medium a-hole. But I'm like just medium. But there was this creator. I watched their video. I'm not sure of their pronouns. Um, but their video vindicated me on so many levels where I was like, yes, thank you. Um, Let me find it. It's gonna take a second because I rewatch a bunch of videos, like, over and over and over again. I think it's Indie Nile. Get it? Indie Nile. So the video is let me do this and then, like, pause so that you're not having to hear it, and I'll pull them up as well. Hold on, let me see where I can find where they are, but, like, hopefully, like, a good-ish image of them. So, okay, now I'll show it to you. I'm like, "Well, let me just show you." It is getting very wild, Dark Angel. It's like, I mean, it is intense. So this person here, in denial, so good because they did a breakdown and I felt so vindicated in all the things that I had been saying previously. I'm scrolling because I was seeing if they if they have any other like name drag therapy is what they do, like, and it's fabulous, it's fantastic. I will be sure to link it, or I will try to be sure to link it. If I don't link this video, someone just let me know that I didn't do it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see if I can try to remember, but let me know that I didn't do it, and then we'll be, like, rocking and rolling because listen, the whole the reality, the joy, the like, there were so many things that they said where I was just like, "Yes, that's what I've been saying." Like, when people kept thinking, like, Lydia's a stalker, and I was like, "No, Lydia isn't a stalker. If anyone is stalking, it's Uche, and that is because he is unable and unwilling to accept that he's losing." Like, he can't handle it. He's literally sitting here like, "There's no way. There's no way." Hold on. Okay, I'm putting in here. All right, I'm doing it now because I know how my brain works. I'm like, I'm doing it now because I know my brain is trash. So, so you watch Uche continuously stalk Lydia, just like over and over again, and follow her, and never just let her go. Like she is happy, but because he's not getting what he wants, he is now determined to destroy her. When yes, I will save this live, Talia. I will save it. I will save it. He is getting just distraught and like the thing about narcissistic behavior that I have learned having been a person who experienced it in my life in most of my relationships, which is why I don't date anymore. But when things start falling apart, when they are unable to control that person anymore, they really start working very hard. Like they unravel, they fall apart, they don't know what to do. And their only option at this point is character assassination. Like it really is. All they can do is just like go in for hardcore. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate it. I just like literally got back from work like a few minutes ago, maybe 20, 30 minutes ago, ordered myself some dinner. I'm so excited. Um, but ooh, I'm gonna have to react to that. Listen, is that on Cameron's YouTube channel? Because I will react with that. Um, I because here's the thing, when the thing about Lydia is we also have to remember that a lot of the way that they film this is not in the order that things happen. And if you pay attention to the first few episodes, you will notice that Lydia and Aaliyah were drawn to each other before they knew about like the Uche situation, right? I always remember like one of the things I always remember is number one, I think about the girls next door is it girls next level podcast and how much they talk about how often editing changes timelines and when stuff happened. So if you really pay attention, these two women were befriending each other before Uche. They make Lydia really look like she is the problem. You can see they drop the act of Lydia being the problem once they realize it's Uche. You know, once they're like, no, no, Uche's like, Uche's, they can no longer continue to paint Lydia as like this, you know, insane stalker woman who is trying to ruin everything. I think I might move my camera just like a smidgen like closer. I have it sitting in a weird spot because I wasn't sure if I wanted it to sit here, but like, is this all right for y'all? Is it okay to see like this much of my big ass head? I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say it's okay. We're gonna agree. But like the way, thank you, Talia. I listen, I'm gonna go find that. We're gonna react to that. Not today, but maybe tomorrow. Thank you, Prima. But the way that were interacting, especially when Aaliyah comes out and everything is like not going well with her and Uche, you really have to pay attention to like what Lydia says, how she says it, and how she's still on Aaliyah's side. Because at this point, you know that she is aware of like that, you know, Uche's in there. They know that, but if she was going to do something weird or try to break it up, she would have done that before this took place. She would have done that before, even without being allowed to say that she knew Uche, that they had been in a relationship previously. If she was truly a stalker, she would have really been working diligently to put a wedge in between them. She never did. She allowed them to enjoy their experience. She moved on and enjoyed her experience. And you can clearly see that Uche is very kind about her and all this stuff up until he's not getting what he wants. And when he's not getting what he wants, which is Aaliyah to bow down and be what he needs, then he turns on her. Suddenly, you know, Lydia's done all of these things. And first, here's the thing. I've said this before, I will say it again. Any straight woman dating a man, everybody has looked. Everybody has looked at who they followed, looked at their stories, checked out all these women. Like that's just like this is the new age. Back in the olden days, people would like just creepily follow around if they could, or ask everybody around them about the person that they were dating. Now we have social media, so you can go and look. I don't think there's anything like really wrong with that unless you take it to some super weird level. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't know very many straight women who haven't done that. Every straight woman I know who's dated is always like looking at somebody's stories, although they use burners. Lydia, you should have used a burner account, but they use burner accounts and they look and make sure that the person that they're dating is who they said that they were. So I think the thing is, yeah, and I can understand that. We all have like our own personal situations. Like it's the fact that she reminds me of people in the past I've dealt with, not the stalker aspect. Yeah, I think she is a lot and she has a temper. And hi, Mimi. You did make it. What's up? Listen, one of these days I'm gonna see if I can trick Peter into no, I'm not gonna trick. I will ask Peter if he wants to like chill on a live stream with me in a non-creepy way. Because I'm listen, I'm trying to get Peter to do live streams, Peter Mon, because I think that that format suits him very, very well because he's very good at like taking notes and he just for the most part does one take. And I think that this format would suit him so well. But yes, Uche is going on the smear campaign because he can't take accountability and he believes Lydia is the reason his relationship with Lydia did not work out, not because he had any part in it. Exactly. He feels like he deserves Aaliyah. And he, again, pay attention to the fact that most of the time he spoke about her kindly up until Aaliyah leaves. Now, then people will point to, well, Lydia didn't have to be saying all that stuff. And I'm like, Lydia's aware that there's cameras. Lydia's aware. Anyone who's watched reality TV, I know, we all know. If she left anything out, I really think that she was like worried and just like info dumping, worried that if there's one thing she didn't say, that her friendship with Aaliyah would be ruined, and that if anything should go wrong, because she knows Uche and she knows it's going to go wrong, if anything should go wrong, it can't be because she lied. It can't be that. It cannot be because she did not tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So she's over here like, okay, I'm going to let all the dogs out. Who let the dogs out? Who? Lydia let the dogs out. So so she's like, I'm gonna let all the dogs out. I'm not going to be the liar. I'm not going to be seen as the one who withheld information. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be me. Sorry, listen, ADHD is working high right now because am I tired? Yes. Am I excited? Yes. I'm so happy to be back, even though it's like partial format, but like, you know, but Uche has like from the moment he finds out that Aaliyah is cheating, and here's the thing, Aaliyah's like fawning response. I'm so familiar with that like sad fawn like response that she had because that is why I always attracted people who had um narcissistic tendencies, behaviors. I always attracted people who are emotional abusers when I was dating because it becomes like this innate response to like fold up as soon as they're mad at you and then like need their validation. You need them to like tell you that you're okay and that they love you and that they care. Like, Aaliyah, I am begging you, babes, whether you go get therapy or you therapize yourself, please do it. Please, because like I promise you, it may not make for you to be able to date again, but it will allow you to see the signs of people who are trying to emotionally abuse you. And you will see it immediately and just nip it in the bud. Because my gosh, listen, Milton is here because if you listen to what he said, he believes that because he is so tall, he's not going to live long. That's why he's here. He wants to experience love and marriage, and he's afraid that he won't get to experience that because he's afraid he's got it in his head he's going to die young. So he wants to get married and have love and do all of that in the event that he does die young. It's morbid, but that is why he's doing this. That is the real truth. He's 6'7", he's thin, and he is not incorrect that people of unusual size don't live long. Look at Andre the Giant. Like, it's just harder for the body. Human beings aren't meant to be as big as he is. So I'm not saying that he is going to, but I'm just saying he's not wrong in being stressed about that. So, Uche has been moving himself in these directions. And when we get to this barbecue party, baby, the way that Aaliyah is just like, not Aaliyah, excuse me, the way that Lydia is just like, enough. Like, do you want me to tell the truth? Because up until this point, she has been quiet. She has not said anything. And that's why I'm like, if she's a stalker, she really would have laid all that out early. She didn't. She told no one. She kept the secret. She kept the secret. But like, he just wouldn't let it go. He keeps attacking her. Even when he walks up to her to be like, "Hey, Lydia, can I talk to you for a second?" And she's like, "No, not really." Like, she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to be involved in anything with him. She's just like really trying to move forward with her life and be like, "No, no, no. Let's just like leave all this in the past. Like, let's not keep going in this like ridiculous direction of living in a life that is making us unsatisfied. Like, we did not have a good relationship. You cheated, even though you want to just pretend like we didn't have a relationship and that we were just dating. You cheated on me. You were sexting somebody else and you left me out in the dust. And then you act like I'm the one who had the problem. When literally I'm like, she probably had to pull teeth to get the information from him. And when he wouldn't give it to her, she became like, okay, then I'm going to find out the information. She became what every person becomes when they think someone is cheating on them, which is a detective, an IG detective. And they get on IG and they start looking. So she doesn't want to deal with that. Milton ends up trying to like break it up with like some maturity. He's a very mature 24. I will say that. I do like his demeanor, but he's like very, very like just on this other plane of like, we don't really need to be doing all this mess. Like, we just need to chill. Everything needs to be relaxed. Everybody needs to calm down. It doesn't have to be like this. But Lydia is not like that. And honestly, I think most people in that situation would not be chill like that because you're now having someone wander around running a smear campaign, trying to blame you for losing the woman, like their girl, like all of this stuff, and then trying to be like, well, you weren't telling the truth. And as Talia points out, if you pay attention to Uche, he's basically saying he's mad and calling Lydia a liar on how she told him she found out about the cheating. And that's the point. He's mad that he's not just mad she found out. He's mad that she found out because she investigated. Like, because here's the thing, he wasn't gonna tell her the truth either way. If she was like, "Are you cheating on me?" He would have been like, I'm gonna need you to define what cheating is. Because as far as I am aware, cheating is when you are in a relationship that has been declared. And I have not declared that we are in a relationship. Do we spend every night together? Yes. Do you spend the night over at my house? Yes. Do I pay for dinners and whatnot? Yes. Do I sometimes call you my girlfriend? Yes. Are we in a relationship? No. So then I'm not cheating. He would lawyer his way out of that. Like, I promise you, he would lawyer his way out of that situation. And oh, okay. My mom's saying, oh, okay, 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 ma. Hold on. She's gonna stay over at her friend's house. I don't have to define that. She I don't like I'm like, I don't have to define that. She's helping out her girlfriend who's going through some things. So go, mom. So the house is gonna be mine. Oh my god. I'm not even gonna be downstairs. It's so funny. But, he goes through all of that when he discovers that he cannot break Lydia down again because Lydia has changed, she has grown, and she is stronger. And she's just like, you know what? Enough's enough. You've cheated on me. You're trying to humiliate me here. I'm not doing it. Milton breaks up. She continues to stay and talk. She finally leaves, takes off with Milton. She's like, let's just get away. Like, I can't deal with this. What does Uche then proceed to do? To go over to the friend group and try to tell them all how awful Lydia is. And they're like, no, no, we're not buying that. So he gets crushed at that point. And now his final move on the chessboard is to what? Go over to Milton and try to be like, Milton, he has engineered this for us to be here together. And Milton, the way that Milton just takes this to like another level where he's like, we're all in different equations. We're all on different planes. Like, it's like basically like I have nothing to do with whatever's happening there. With in like this very mature, like educational way, it basically says, I'm not buying your bullshit, and I think that you should leave. I'm never gonna forget the look on Uche's face when he realizes, like, all of his machinations, however you're supposed to say it, depending on where you're from, have failed. Every last one of them failed. He was absolutely unable to convince anybody that Lydia engineered this thing because it doesn't even make sense. Like, his whole argument doesn't make sense. Because if he's like, well, she engineered this for us to be there, for us to be together. She will not let me go. And I'm like, who's not letting who go? At every opportunity, you are in Lydia's face. You are bothering Lydia. You're coming up to Lydia for conversations. If you're so worried about your relationship with Aaliyah, why are you not trying to make that work? Bitch, sorry. Like, now, Mimi, you bring me to a very good point, which is Izzy, Stacy, and Johnny. Again, watching another man just try to use narcissistic tendencies and behavior to defame Johnny. Now, the reason I'm bringing up the pod girls is because I said before that the only person that could possibly be feeding Stacy all of this madness because her reaction to Johnny is disproportionate to what took place. And it's Izzy. Izzy has got to be just like hyping this rivalry up between Johnny and Stacy. Like, he has to be. It doesn't make sense any other way. Maribel, yes, Milton was not responding how Uche wanted, and Uche did not like it. He did it. He broke it. Like, his face is just like, that was the face he kind of made. When Milton just started like, we're on different planes, Uche was just like, he couldn't. He couldn't handle it. So, to recap, What Johnny does, she goes over, she says to Izzy, "It looks like you're really happy with Stacy, and I'm happy with Chris." What how Izzy should have responded with was, "Yeah, I'm glad everything worked out." Instead, this man literally cannot help it. He cannot help himself. He's so upset that he rejected Johnny and he thought he had gotten, because if he can't have her, no one can. He thought he had gotten Chris to reject her. And by the way, Indy Nile also said the same thing that I have been saying, which is Johnny said the same thing to both of those men in different ways. Now, was it a little, could it be misconstrued or seen as manipulative? It can. Manipulation is an interesting thing because not everybody is doing it purposefully. I think that is the thing that we should know. Like everybody doesn't purposefully manipulate people. Manipulation, it can't, is obviously it can be purposeful, but a lot of people manipulate without knowing that they're manipulating. So whether she did that purposefully or not, we'll never know, but she did say the same thing to them. So it's not like she was manipulating them and trying to lie and tell them different things. She told them the same thing. Nobody was lying in that regard. And then Izzy proceeds to tell her that everybody there thinks she's sketchy as fuck. That everybody there thinks she's sketchy as fuck. And I'm like, what? And I understand that he's mad that, she outed his poor credit score. I get it. That was that was a little out of pocket of her. That was a little out of pocket. But if you go back, she really didn't say anything nasty as far as I can remember about Stacy. She said most of what she said was about Izzy and that he was making a mistake choosing Stacy because he ain't got no damn money. That's what she said. She said he ain't got no money. Stacy got money. So he's making a mistake in that regard. And she was right. Okay, because Stacy got the money. She has money. She's living her best money life. And he cannot stand it. She is happy with Chris and you can clearly see that they're doing well. So a few levels are happening here. One, he rejected her and she ended up having a better relationship than him. That's one and two, right? He rejected her. She's having a better relationship than him. Obviously, Izzy is so insecure in his relationship with Stacy, and he absolutely cannot stand that Johnny and Chris are having this lovely, fantastic relationship. They are obviously very happy with each other. You can clearly see it in even when Johnny has to come back and talk to Chris and be like, he was just saying that everybody thinks that I'm sketchy. Chris doesn't give a shit about everybody else. And this is something that I would caution like every person in a relationship to pay attention to. Again, I'm not a therapist and I'm not a psychologist. I just watch them on TV and I learn, okay? When you are dating somebody, if somebody says something off color or whatever, pay attention to how they react. Because if their reaction is to go to confront that person, they're not about you. They're about them and how they look, right? Chris's instinct is to comfort Johnny and make sure Johnny's okay. It's not to leave her sitting alone crying about the situation that just took place and then run off and go yell at Izzy. That is not his concern. His concern was like, my girl is upset and that's what I'm going to take care of. And that's what he does. He handles that situation. He takes care of her, makes sure she's okay, and says like, listen, if I thought you were sketchy, I would say that. I'm with you. I wouldn't be with you if I thought that you were sketchy. Listen, this show just makes me feel like the hetero shenanigans are so forced and unnecessary. Like, if you want to be partnered, I don't think that's a bad thing. Yeah, I don't either. But trying to force things to work with someone you don't need to be with seems so unnecessary to me. Yes, brisket and ribs. I love that you changed your name because I know I've seen your photo before, but I love brisket and ribs. I don't like brisket because I don't eat red meat, but I do love ribs. Yeah, their vibes are very ictastic. So, meanwhile, if you pay attention to how Izzy reacts when, like, he will not let Johnny get a word in edgewise. He insists that everyone there thinks that she's sucky, which is a blow. Like, nobody wants to feel like that. And I'm still like, even when he says that, I'm just like, that's really weird because again, I'm not getting the vibe from the rest of the girls in the house. We'll get right back there again. But I was like, I'm not really getting the vibe from the rest of the girls in the house that they all think that Johnny is shady and sketchy. But okay, bro. Okay. So then he walks over proud as a peacock to Stacy to be like, "Oh, I just railed Johnny so hard." And it's like, you shouldn't feel good about that. First of all, you're a grown ass man. I know that that's ageist, but we're going to just stay there. You're a grown ass man who just overtalked a woman and made her cry for what? Because if you're so happy with Stacy, what was the point in this? There was no point in any of this conversation because you were happy in your relationship. She came up with an olive branch being like, "I'm really glad that you're happy and I'm happy. We're happy." Your response from a person in a happy relationship, the response would have been like, "Yeah, I'm glad it worked out for both of us." But he's not mature and he's not okay. So instead, he takes this and like it just lights a fire under him of pissed offness that none of us were prepared for. Like, hold on, let me send this little message. No, directions. Because my house is not quite yet on a map. um, but he goes over there and Stacy's reaction to him is just like, well, what did she say? His like weird, like laughter when he's like, she said I was sketchy as fuck. And he was like, she's like, but you're not. So, and he's like, yeah, girl, you don't see that? You don't see him like panicking a little? You don't see him like having trouble with that because he is sketchy. And Stacey, he's been feeding you and like hyping up the situation. And the reason I say this is because when they're over there when Izzy and Stacey are over with the group and is like Stacy's just like, but the rest of the girls are like, listen, this was a like high stress and like high situation, like whatever, like we should just and Stacy just goes off on the girls and it just goes off and is like, we don't have to make friends. And like, I'm not gonna do that. That reaction completely disproportionate to what took place in the house. And I'm going to say that like Netflix loves stirring up the drama. Any chance that they have to show it, they do. Now, some of it they leave out. Like, come on, Shake. Y'all remember all the drama that Shake put, they just showed less of it. So that like poor DT did not have to like see how much he was doing. Like she experienced it. She didn't need to see it over and over again. Right. So the rest of the girls are not giving Johnny as sketchy and sucky. And I say this because if you compare that to season 4 with Micah and Irina, everyone was aware that them two were sketchy bitches. Everyone was aware. And everybody just kind of stayed away from them. Everyone knew that they were shit stirrers. Everyone knew that they were problem causers. So everyone just kind of stayed away from them and stayed out of their sphere. Just saying. I'm just saying if Johnny did what pretty much anyone would do. Ooh, that was a hard P. I was like, "Puh, puh, puh." But she did what pretty much any person does when they are like dumped, which is, it was the equivalent of a that bitch ugly anyway. It's like that's what she did. Unfortunately for her, obviously she's on a TV show. I think that people sometimes blow these things out of proportion. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying she did the same thing most people do when they are rejected, which is like talk shit and like be upset and then move on, right? So it just doesn't make sense to me that Stacy's reaction was so over the top. And I am dying for finally seeing like the reunion because I just can't. I can't. I need to know from Stacy what Izzy was saying to her because he has been stoking these flames. He has to have been. It doesn't make sense. It literally doesn't make sense because if you compare that to even like Kwame, Chelsea, and Micah, still wasn't the same reaction. Like, Chelsea wasn't excited about how Micah was behaving and all of that stuff, but still didn't have this, like, blown top situation. Like, Izzy is a broke bitch, and he knows that. We all know that. He knows it. She knows it. Like, Stacy, these are two people who don't understand or aren't paying attention to how bad this relationship. He's trying to hold on tight because, like, again, man has fuck trophies. Let's like not forget that this man has fuck trophies. And excuse for having them, his excuse for them is so ridiculous. His excuse for them is very much like, I have this because I wanted you to see all of me. Listen, plenty of people have little black books, all kinds of things. But you know what? When we start dating seriously, I'm going to throw that away or at least keep it in a place where you can't see it. That's very immature and weird. Like weird behavior, odd. And he's just literally sitting there like, no, no, it's fine. It's great. Like, it's fantastic. I should definitely do this. And we're all just like, shit. So, all of that to say, watching these two people stuff fall apart and Stacy really looking at Izzy being like, don't be grateful and thankful for me because you just got into like some weird dramatic altercation. Be grateful and thankful for me because you are grateful and thankful for me. Because she even ends up saying, like, you only seem to really like me after you get riled up, pissing other people off, and then you really want to spend time with me. There's like meet the parents stuff, but who cares about that because it's boring. But brisket, yes. I think a lot of autistic women can relate to what Johnny must have felt when being bashed by Izzy and Stacy. You're different. I don't like you. Everyone dislikes you. Made my heart hurt for. Yeah. It was just really weird because that's not the vibe that was being given at all. Like literally wasn't the vibe. And I was just like, this is really weird. I'm so confused. Why is this vibe like, oh, hold on. Sorry, I death metal scream when I sneeze, so I just need to make sure I didn't blow y'all's eardrums out. And yeah, not that I think Johnny is autistic, not my place, but just know, yeah, where people are just like, you're just not like the rest of us. We don't like it. But yeah, so like that's just like my little breakdown of like, I feel like someone who has experienced this kind of behavior, I can see it now. Hi Mel, I am having a great day. I'm about to get some dinner. Stinky eggs, no. No. But is it like a good thing? Yes, I am in my new home. I'm like catching up. Laid off. Listen, every time I've lost a job, like it's been very important, like good for me. I know it's terrible, but it's just so good. Like these places, like these some of these jobs, like they just stress you out. It's so toxic. You love hearing the recap. Listen, I just when you really look at it from that perspective, like I don't really see a situation where hold on, let me see what that is. Okay. I don't really see a situation where Stacy and Izzy say yes. I can't imagine them getting married. Because like and here's the thing. One thing I will say is I'm not gonna be one of the people who like laugh and is like, oh, well, she's got daddy's money. Because you can obviously see daddy's money everywhere in her life. Like she has a whole yoga studio for what? She did, but that I feel like the daddy's money situation is very it's very judgy, and I'm not gonna be that judgy. I'm a judgy bitch, but I'm not gonna be that judgy. You know why? Because if I had daddy's money, babes, I would be living my best life. I would be living my best life too. So like let her have that. Let her have her daddy's money. But Izzy should not get some of her daddy's money, period. Izzy is a broke bitch. And there ain't nothing wrong with being broke, but there's something wrong with misrepresenting your financial situation. There just really is. And he's misrepresenting it all up. And because here's the thing, a man with money doesn't have fuck trophies. That's what I'm gonna say. A man with money doesn't have a drawer filled with knickknacks from women who he's banged. Only that's broke bitch behavior. That is baroque bitch behavior. You don't have any money, but you have trophies showing every girl you hooked up with. Just saying. I'm not saying he's a gold digger, but I mean, I'm just gonna tell y'all like 100%. And back in the days when I was, I have been with men with money. They don't do that. They don't have some weird special drawer unless they're Dexter Morgan, but they don't have some weird special drawer with their trophies of women's past. Okay. They don't they don't need all that. They have a stable financial life. Okay. So they're not sitting around thinking to themselves, like, oh, I've got to save all of these trophies from the women I've had before. No, they're gonna like they spend time on scotch, you know? They spend money on scotch and like having a nice time. If you left something over there, sorry, a man with money is literally just gonna call you, tell you that you left it there. Or even better, he's going to send it back. He's just gonna send it back to you. He will mail it to you. Be like, you left your shit. Oops, sorry. He'll be like, you left your shit here. Like, he will send it back. He's not gonna let you do that. First of all, he doesn't want you to leave your things there because he doesn't want you to think you're gonna stay and you're gonna be his girlfriend if that's all you were doing. If you were just he's not gonna let you leave anything in that house. I promise you that. Promise you 100,000%. He's not gonna let you leave a barrette. He is not gonna let you leave like a bobby pin. He will put it in an envelope and mail it to you, babes. Okay. Like you will get an envelope with one bobby pin. He'll be like, you left this. Yeah. 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 My jaw dropped at the paper plate thing. Me too. Well, yeah, but that's the thing. She's had money. She comes from money. Her daddy has money. Any man she marries needs to have money because her daddy can finance this stuff for her. And this is the thing I will say in most relationships, if you cannot bring to someone's life what they are already getting, don't be there. Don't be there. Right? Like that those to me are the rules of relationship. This is what where men, the incels get mad. They're like, "Ooh, no, no." Like I saw this on one of my listen, my I don't want to get married video is I guess it's kind of trending again. I don't even know. But some guy was talking about like, oh, all women are looking for the top 10% of men and somebody's gonna have to settle. It's like, first of all, no one should have to settle. Secondly, you have to think about what that top 10% have, and it's not just money. It's that they have emotional intelligence, they are kind, they are caring. The woman in their life is very important to them. She's not just some afterthought, she's not their maid, she's not their mama. That's what we're talking about. That's the top 10%. So if you don't have any of that, that's why you're not getting any women. You don't have any bitches because you don't have your shit together. You're also aiming for somebody who has stuff that you can't provide. If somebody's going and getting their nails and hair done every couple of weeks on their own or their parents are taking care of that, like if you can't bring that, then you need to leave. Don't be there. Like I'm not saying that you have to like be rich. I'm saying you have to be in the spaces where you fit in. That's all. I'm ADHD. Listen, same. I am too. It's a rough time sometimes. I understand not wanting to do the dishes, but to call someone classes, yeah, I was like, bro, I'm sorry. You're like, here's the thing. I understand wanting to regularly like just eat off of like plasticware or whatever, when it's not anything fancy. I understand that. Like, why make a mess all the time? But like, you don't have any glassware and you're trying to get married? Weird. But yeah, I will already I think you missed it, but it's gonna stay up. Like I got into it. I will keep getting into it because like I'm still for Lydia. I will still ride for Lydia. I think she's just a listen. But like I just don't. Like I don't anytime, that is what I will leave y'all on because I got to go eat my dinner before I pass out. But anytime a man tries to like be in your face about no, honey, if this woman's life already includes these things, and it's not even just a man, if it's another woman, if it's another person, if your life should not be downgraded by who you are with. 100,000%. I will always say that. Your life should not be downgraded by who you partner with. If you partner with somebody and your life is now being downgraded by being with them, you have partnered with the wrong person. That's that's all I got to say. The incels can come and they can get mad all they want to. I do not care. If somebody is living a Lux life and being with you is a downgrade, you don't need to be with them. If you can't provide what they already got, you got to go. That's it, right? And I'm sorry if with women get with men, they don't have to do as much in that regard. I'm sorry, but it's a patriarchy of y'all's making. So suck it. All right, y'all. Have a good night. I'll be so excited as this gets like more. There's not boxes, but I'm gonna go eat dinner. And I might pop up on Twitch later because I'm still working on my Twitch setup, like getting all of that square because like the audio and all of that went haywire since everything got unplugged. But yeah, this was so wonderful. I love that y'all spent 46 minutes with me today. For everyone who was here, thank you in the live stream. Patrons, channel members, thank y'all for making it so that I can continue to create content. For everyone who watches on the replay, drop a black heart emoji if you can, so then that way I know you got here and you saw it. And thank y'all for all the patience and the love. And I'll see y'all next time. Okay. Bye.